Bonnois, good evening, booty watchers. It is I, Look at the Mad Titan, and welcome back to the Skyrim modded series, staring at this wench's butt. That's not what this is. Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim modded series. Interesting NPC. She is an interesting NPC. And mainly because she keeps her boots on when she gets freaky. We are here. We received a key from her. We were kind of splitting 50-50 between doing this quest and doing Maxine, the zombie girl's quest. So we're going to continue to do that. We've gotten the key from her, which was the whole point of coming here and meeting her and bedding her, apparently. So we've done all that. If you're new to the channel, Yokoso Hajimimashite, welcome, nice to meet you. And if you're regular to this series, like the person that suggested this series to start with, Mrs. Foyce, like Teresa, like that's about it for this series. My secret favorite series, that's not really a secret because I've said it multiple times and even on the Discord. But if you are a regular, Okai Renasai, welcome back, welcome home. Thank you so much for spending time with me. We are getting out of here, and we're going to go back to Maxine's area. What a display of colors. Apparently, unfortunately, we can't do anything with the man whore. A little bummed about that, not going to lie. If you are new to the channel, first and foremost, please subscribe. Jesus, Lord, Mary and Joseph, whatever gods you pray to, please, whether it be Malphus or, oh my god, my sir, those are Enderall jokes, whether it be, literally blanking on any of the divines' names. Mara, Kinnereth. Oh god, I wanted to say like I keep thinking of like the bad ones like Malakath, but that's not who I wanted to say. I wanted to say, why do I have this quest marker over here? What? I don't know what that's for. Falkreath. Alright, Falkreath. Oh, I forgot. It's in the same place. Duh. Alright, well, we might as well just go back here because these two quests are like right next to each other. How is this horse my horse? I do not understand. Does he have a bed? He does not have a bed. Dude, it's Skyrim. You can just... Why do I always forget this? You can always just wait. Because I've spent so much time in Fallout where I have to find a chair to sit in or a bed to sleep in. Yeah, and I don't understand why this horse is my horse. I love that it's my horse. He's a very pretty horse, but... I thought I had to break him in. Wait, what's happening now? Wait, who are we fighting? Who are we fighting? Who is this?
Not even worth mentioning.
Apprentice Necromancer. Why is there an apprentice Necromancer here? I cut a couple onions earlier today. My eyes are like... still irritated from it. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I hope you're prepared. We're gonna open up that box, I promise. We're gonna open up that box and find out what's going on with Lauren's situation. But we have to read the other, oh my god, however many pages it was, I forgot, to get more of this story. So we're gonna jump into that. If you don't like reading, just skip past it. They'll be fighting and other things, I promise. Confessions of a Drunk. And, I mean, we've already read just a ton of this. If for some reason you're starting off in this episode and you want the full story, you have to go back an episode or two, but at least back to the last episode where I read half of this. Now, I guess the big question is, am I going to be able to figure out where I left off? Okay, now she's talking to Meridia here, so I feel like we've already... Yeah, okay, this is around where we were. Because it was invocation of the witch hunter, she screamed at the very top of her lungs. A strange wind began to blow. Okay, but we read all this already. Magic rune. All the items in the sack disappeared. So did Dari Reigns. Dari. We're just going to call him Dari. Yvonne opened her eyes to see herself floating in a void. Yeah, I think this is where we left off, because we did not talk to any of the divines. There was nothingness, and my throat's a little bit better. I shouldn't have said that. Knock on wood. My throat is it's never gonna be like fixed, but it's I'm having a good day. We'll just go with that. Me. There was nothingness aside from distant voids in the distance of varying colors. At this point, I thought all of us had died. I'm sure Yvonne thought the same thing. What did I think her name was last week? Something weird. I was very wrong. Now my brain wants to say Penelope, but that wasn't it either. I don't, oh my god. That is when I heard the most terrifying voices I've ever heard in my life. Azor, you were not dead. We are all here because we were summoned by the Ideal Master in regard to this contract. That alone would normally not be enough, but we have also come because it was fated to be, as much as it was fated for you to use the power that you had lost the right to wield. You forsook the oath that the Nine, Meridia, and I would grant power to your family as long as you never again delved into the black arts again. It's a nitpicky thing, because I've tried writing a couple times, and this is the type of stuff that messes me up when I'm trying to write, is I don't like... It's like, alright, well, dude, get a thesaurus, but alright, so over on the other side it said aside distant voids in the distance of varying colors. Now that's not even the same word, it's distant and distance, but I don't like... Alliteration is great sometimes, but not in that particular case, I don't think. And then over here it said family, as long as you never again delved into black arts again. And I'm not trying to pick on the mod author or anything, that's just like little pet peeves for me. You destroyed that promise repeatedly that has existed for generations, and then you call on us for power? We only granted you power in that instant to prevent a catastrophic event that was also foreseen. What would you ask of us, given your current position in this mess? Yvonne, my lady, all of you. Yes, I helped that terrible necromancer, and he helped me understand how to deal with the Ideal Masters. See, we got deal, ideal. Oh, it's getting me now. Now they are struck. That's not struck, that's stuck. Now they are stuck in a contract caused by their own endless greed for souls. I dragged all of you into this contract because divine intervention would not have been possible otherwise. I throw myself before your mercy, even if my soul is to be taken by the Ideal Masters for all time. That's okay. Just please, I beg you, allow Maxine's soul to come back to this body. She had a young life. I'm going to say her young life. She had her young life stolen from her. Oh, see there, now there's the her, so I would have been her. By darkness. I fought that darkness. I've seen horrors that would drive most men mad. I had to become a monster that devoured other monsters. I've done things I cannot atone for, such as trapping human souls for the Ideal Masters, but I've also done good things. that few heroes could match. The oath, the contract, it can all go to oblivion, and me along with it, but bring back my Maxine. Meridia, you would ask of us the very thing I despise most? More necromancy? Your request is not even worth considering. It's blasphemy. Azura, our presence here was fated to happen because of her faith in the oath and in us. She knows not what we will decide, but throws herself before our mercy regardless. Don't you, Adira, respect blind faith? Mara, silence! She is doing this out of mother's love for her child. This is more than just some faith. This is a sacrifice made in the name of the purest love. She was already prepared to renounce us for what happened with Maxine to begin with. Arcay, I am in agreement with Meridia. Asking us to agree to the taboo is beyond our power. When men die, they are meant to stay dead. Stendar, are you kidding me, Arcay? So the gods are arguing now. You started much of this. Justice is on her side, and so shall I. To do nothing in this situation is what's blasphemy. Pretty rich coming from a Daedra. Kinnereth, are we going to ignore the misfortune of Maxine? She was taken off the path of the natural by darkness. Is it not up to us to do something? My wind shall help make this right. Talos! Like, how could I not think of Talos? Talos! I deem her a worthy human, worthy of much indeed. On one hand, she has acted with honor mostly, but I can't ignore the breaking of the oath. Julianos, are we sure that this is our decision to make? Maxine's mother also holds this contract and is free to make her own choices still. The divines and the Daedra begin arguing back and forth and talking over each other until Yvonne spoke up. I have made a choice. The contract holds more than enough souls and magic to bring Maxine back. I sealed this in blood. I am no longer protected if the Ideal Masters decide to break the contract in a trick. That is where you all come in. Instead of asking you all to decide for me, I ask that you make sure the Ideal Masters live up to their end of the bargain. I will freely give my soul over to the Ideal Masters to bind her soul to her body. But when that happens, I will no longer be in the contract, but you all will. Once Maxine's soul is back in her body and she is alive again, any leftover souls in the account should be free to return where they originally meant to go. The Ideal Masters cannot claim your souls, so you are safe from their trickery. Will you see my last wish through? After a moment of deliberation, Divines and Daedra spoke as one. Agreed. If that is your desire, she will live again. She will be a being unlike any before her. Life will be brought to this dead flesh, but we can't remove the traces of her time spent in the Soul Cairn. She'll never be able to remember her own death, as the Ideal Masters already feasted on that part of her soul when she entered. We all agree this is for the best anyway. Her body is not a natural one. She will discover she is different. Is that what you desire for Maxine? Yes, I traded all for her. My soul, the oath, this whole damn painful existence. Take it all. I will atone in the Soul Cairn while my daughter gets a second chance at life. Thank you, Divines. Thank you, Azura and Meridia. I gladly accept this. You hear me, Ideal Masters? I won. I'm coming for you now to laugh in your silly faces for all eternity, you miserable bastards. I will hunt you like dogs. I will run each of you down. My atonement will be the never-ending destruction of your realm. I've never killed gods before today, but I am suddenly now up for the challenge. Here cometh Yvonne, the ideal hunter, were the brave woman's last words. In a flash, everything was gone. The altar exploded in a burst of magical energy. I flew from the... Cats are fighting behind me, and my son not helping me. Okay, but you're supposed to stop them before they fight. Sorry about that. Altar exploded in a burst of magical energy. I flew from the explosion a good distance. The only thing getting up right away from the disaster was a little zombie-looking girl. I suppose was Maxine. She stumbled off into the woods and disappeared. Meanwhile, I was quite content to keep laying on the ground, still shocked from the experience. It looks like the Divines made sure the Ideal Masters followed through on their promise. The remaining souls in the Ideal Master's possession must have been released into the void. My experience still wasn't quite over, however. I heard two women talking off in the distance. I knew it was the Daedric princesses? They would be princesses, not princes, but that says okay. And I knew it was the Daedric princesses. Azura and Meridia had other plans for Maxine. Meridia, if this child is damned to be pseudo-undead, then I'll breathe even more life into her so she can one day be my champion against other undead. The best will be made of this situation. Azura, as one fates meet its end, another just begins its journey. We will watch over this child of ill destiny until time arrives when she too must play her role in the events that are to come. The order of the witch hunters is far from over. I've even made sure that their history will not be lost to them either. That is when I saw the vague image of a woman looking directly at me. It was over in the blink of an eye, and all fell silent. Now that I've recovered from that explosion, but I think I know what I have to do. The only thing left in the area is some key that Yvonne must have dropped before she disappeared. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to. If I dare tell anyone what I witnessed, then I'll be jailed for lunacy. I'm going to leave this journal here along with the key. I want that strange girl to find it. Her mother certainly was something. Crazy lady, but one heck of a mother. I do this out of respect for her too. I think this is what Azura meant about making sure their history won't be lost to them. This is all I'm going to do. I'm washing my hands of this ghastly business. This area seems tainted with dark magic. I need to get out of here before other necromancers show up. Maybe that's why I just got attacked by a necromancer? Since that's been decided, I'm getting my wife and we are leaving Falkreath. I'm never going to drink again. I think I'll start visiting my local shrine more often. I'm going to work harder at being a better man, a better husband. Good luck, Maxine. I wish you the best if you manage to read this. Alright, awesome. So that gives us, that was a lot, but that gives us a lot of an idea of what happened to poor Maxine. I'm like, I'm like having a memory. Did I pick up something else I was supposed to read? Or maybe I read it already? I can't remember. God damn it. Did I pick up something else? Teresa or Mrs. Voice, if you know what I'm talking, I mean, I can go back and watch the previous episode. Maybe I'm just misremembering, because that happens all the time. So, like I said, we're gonna bounce back and forth between these two quests, but we need to go back to Maxine's cabin. So Maxine's cabin is. So yeah, I'm not sure whose body parts or whose. I mean, I guess I can take that, but. And we had the ash pile. We have. I don't know, but we're going. Was it this way? No. There's two different, this is the way we're headed. And we haven't talked to Maxine for a while either. I believe I am progressing this quest correctly. It's been a long time. It's been like over a year at least since I did this when I was playing my son's character. I'll be honest with you, part of the reason why is this Glathriel's camp? Yeah. Okay, relax. Nobody's getting you. She's not here though. No, she is. She's sleeping. And did she kill a bear? I also think it's funny that Glathriel's over here too, my little shorty. Alright, so there's Maxine's cabin. We have the key to Yvonne's chest, which I think gives us the next part of this. I think. I was gonna say, I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons I played this through on the other character before doing it in here was this was taken down from Nexus mods, and it had for me to get this because I had read about it. I don't remember what this note says. If you're reading this and you are probably wondering what happened to me, and more likely died somehow in the process that brought you back to life. Yes, sweetie, you died. I'm sure you've noticed by now that your body is very different than before. You are alive now, and that's all that matters. After you were murdered in the forest that night, you got lost. A string of events occurred which have led to your resurrection. They tried to steal your soul and turn you into a zombie. Daddy and I did everything to stop them and bring you back. Dari Romanus was not only responsible for you, but also Daddy's and probably mine. If that man still lives, then it has become your burden to find and kill that man, or else you'll never be safe. But I mean, he disappeared, so I'm guessing he's dead. That man will consider you a valuable research subject for as long as he lives. Never go back to where you first woke up. Once that man is gone, I want you to find a new home away from the cabin. Find new parents who will continue to love and care for you. Find children to run and play with. Most of all, live your life in the best way that makes you happy. I think we'd both like it if you moved to a city. You can even go to Falk Reef if you like. Mommy and Daddy will be watching over you, sweetie. You'll never be alone, and you'll never have to feel afraid. Make Mommy and Daddy proud. We love you, Maxine. XOXOXO. P.S. I made your favorite venison stew just for you. Please eat it when you get home, Mommy. The note ends with obvious stains from tears on the page. So, I mean, this story is just heartbreaking. So, yeah, I had read about this mod, and I had to go to like a sketchy website that wasn't Nexus to get the mod, and there was a lot of inappropriate mods on that site. So that's the reason why, if you're wondering why, because I like playing everything blind, but I wanted to make sure that it wasn't on that sketchy website for a reason, and I don't really understand why it was on this, not on Nexus and on the sketchy website. But anyway, so now we have the research notes of Dari Romanus, Yvonne's journal, and Yvonne's old family book. So I guess we'll take all of that. I don't need to steal the little girl's money, although I'm tempted to because I always take money. So that's theoretically a lot more reading. Where now if I click on them now, I'm gonna forget. It was Yvonne's this and Yvonne's that, right? Research. Yeah, I wish there was a way to know how many pages it was. And Yvonne. Yeah, okay. So we will stop this quest here for now. I don't know if she has anything different to say.
Ooh, pretty colors.
Yeah, she has the usual little girl voice.
Need something?
Need something? So let's go open up Lauren's chest. I love how there's just like a lot of butterflies around her house. I think that's intentional and awesome. I mean, I already have a vampire daughter, Argonian daughter, a Khajiit daughter. What time is it? It's 10:13 a.m. Glathriel, you're being lazy bones. Get up. I'll leave. Oh, what? No. I walked through her trap. Oh god, I'm taking damage. Just walking from point A to point B. So I think when we read those journals and like that note was not originally there. I'm almost positive. It didn't show like the doing one thing triggers the other thing. So because we read the journal, that note appeared, and because when we read the other things, I think other notes or other things will appear. I don't remember what specifically, but we're not doing that this episode. We'll finish that next episode unless we get through this pretty quickly. All right, unlock the strong box. Now this is interesting NPCs. This is the Darkened Steel quest, which is one of the biggest quests in the mod. So we have the Dark Steel book, some gold, and a gold ring. So we're going to take all that, and I'm sorry, but I guess there's going to be more reading. Unless we go out here and we get attacked. Because that's happened before. But doesn't look like we're getting attacked or anything. Is there something? I'm like seeing something over here. No, it's just part of the mountain. Couldn't really, for some reason it kind of looked like steps or something. Is that another dragon? It is. What is with the dragons in this area? Where is he going? Alright, well he jetted for some reason. Alright, let's read that book real quick. Ha ha ha. I don't know. I have no idea how long this one's gonna be. So it was D, which is, so we all know, at the beginning of the alphabet. Completed a Daedra in the dark. Okay. So it says it's by him, but this isn't his story. He didn't even get very far. What the hell? Where's the... So these are his notes. But where's the original dude's book? Dark Steel, the biology... biology. What an ass. What? Biography. I don't know what's wrong with me. The biography of Elander by Lorne. The dead are sent to Wanderer's Rest to guard the temple of the first chosen. It has always been this way, ever since the coup. Gildy used to recite these stories by the window in that old stone tower. She would pin her hair back so she could face the breeze and let the cool air glide over her as the sun warmed the grass below. This Dunmore wench, the one I confide in, she has her eyes and even her smile, but not her innocence. I never understood why Varian betrayed him, I ask. Because Daenerys asked him to steal from the gods, the wench replies. But those aren't gods, they're Daedric princes. They're evil. You only say that because you're a high elf. Azura, Mephala, and Boethia, before the tribunal, we worship them. From our perspective, Boethia liberated us from Aldmere, and from your perspective, it was a betrayal. It's been years since I left the Darksteel. I don't know why it's coming back to me now. The wench, however, claims to know desire, and she believes mine still clings to the past. She says Daenerys and I are not different. Two Altmer seeking the death of one man, Varian. But reviving Daenerys will bring ruin to all the Darksteel, including Gildy. Not if you slay him with this. The Trinity Blade. The sword grows stronger with each successive betrayal. Am I to continue the cycle? I told her she was a sodding Daedra, the way she tempts me. She was surprised when I said it. Apparently she thought I was calling her by her real name. Deirdre, Daedra. It never occurred to me how similar they sound. Yeah, I still think Deirdre is not who she appears to be. Okay, so how does this... Okay. It's another question to start, because I was like, where do we... where do we go from here? Solitude, apparently. Why does it want us to go to Dead Man's Respite? Not sure. No.
Mercy!
Okay, I'm gonna have to kill these guys because I don't want them to kill my horse. Wait, who's dead over here already? Hold on. What now? Why is this name super familiar? Ow!
No, not like this.
You're mine.
There's some weird ass dogs barking outside my ass. I was like, what? I thought it was the game for a second.
Filthy fetcher.
Kill animation. Alright. Hopefully they didn't kill my horse. That was the only reason why I just murdered everybody to death. Alright, so where'd that guy's corpse go? Why do I know this name? Who are you? Let's see if we can bring him back to life.
Anything you need? Greetings.
You're fairly young for someone living without sensing a pattern with your previous employers. Do you have a job in town? Follow me, I need your help. Something on your mind. Who are you?
Thinking about my next battle, I'm entering the fall forest when a Spriggan emerges from the trees. Her form is beautiful, and we stop to admire each other before I unsheath my weapon. Her body glows with bundles of light, as if a group of torch bugs dance inside her hollowed chamber. It's a frame made of solid oak, flesh stronger than any shield. But it has a weakness. I reach for my wine bottle, and I can almost see her wooden mouth twist into a smile. Then she realizes. As I tilt the bottle, the substance inside is viscous, moving with the consistency of oil. Her fears are confirmed when...
Yeah. The name is familiar.
What can I do for you?
But I'm
Yes?
totally blanking on who this is.
Goodbye.
But I'm guessing he died a long time ago. I think I might have had him as a companion even. But we're talking about, I've been doing this series for a long time. Alright, now I forgot even why I came here. I'm getting distracted. I came here because I wanted to see why they want me to go over here. Can I get over here? Can I hop over the wall? Is that possible? I mean, this is Skyrim. What a silly question. Of course you can hop over the wall. You can hop anywhere. Yeah, I swear. we had him with us as a companion, but I don't remember him. I know those two things are drastically contradictory. He's like very familiar, but like his dialogue wasn't familiar. I thought he was gonna tell me he was trying to get freaky with the Spriggan, and I was like, okay. I mean, I get it. I do. Mainly, especially was the Oblivion Spriggans. All right. So what is it? Why did they want us to come here? I'm not gonna go through the whole dungeon. We're just gonna peek in here because I'm trying to remember without looking at the quests. There's totally a ghost bard in there jamming. I don't remember what this is. What's up, my man? You jamming?
Die, monster! Don't even break a sweat.
Alright. So, this is for the ruby. Well, apparently we could just take it and leave. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because this is not the quest we are looking for. Apparently they don't care if I just take it and leave. Alright, let's actually go where we're supposed to be going now. So we're going to be talking to the old man at the skeever.
Things from here. Move along.
Oh, what happened?
I hope there aren't any more. I said move along. We have everything under control. Stay out of it.
Oh, you're here. And just in time. Someone was murdered right in front of the guard. And look at the way he's dressed. Remind you of anyone? Something tells me if we took off his gloves, one of his fingers would be painted black.
Hi, Tikrid. Daenerys would have motive to kill his former brothers. You heard the guards. They're taking care of it. Move along. I'm not following you. Blackfingers. You say, you say, I know this smoke drinker. Where's Gancello? Yeah, he would have motive.
But Daenerys is a ghost. Nightblade or not, it would be hard for him to move around unseen. But there is someone suspicious staying at the skeever, a one-eyed man. I don't know if he has an alibi, but we ought to question him.
You mean Noster? He lived here for some time. In fact, that's him over there. One-eyed man. Tikrid, really? The one-eyed man could be a suspect. What else do you know?
You mean he's one of the locals? Damn, I guess I haven't met everyone in town. I suppose it wasn't much of a lead, but maybe we'll find some clues at the end.
Alright.
The winking skeever has drunken men, but the cat and mouse are in another den.
And who in Oblivion are you?
Just a kitten who has had his toys taken away for the second time. This mouse was my kill, but again, the half-cat beat me to it. The red guard with the yellow eyes is a selfish one. She does not share the yarn with the rest of the litter.
It couldn't be.
But it's true. She has taken every name on the list so far. It's just like the days in the Dark Brotherhood. That is why I am in need of your help. For you see, while I may have left the guild, we are still assassins by trade. And the cat cannot eat without killing the mouse.
You were in the Dark Brotherhood? Who is the yellow-eyed girl? Who contracted you to kill these Darksteel agents? Yeah, that's a good question.
This is not my business to know.
Damn it.
We are provided a list of names, bounties written by everyday citizens, and besides each name is a price in gold. That list tripled in size in the past month, as did the rewards.
Who's the yellow-eyed girl?
Nobody knows. She came to Falkreath wearing the armor and answered the door. She took the contracts that should have been mine. I thought I was rid of her when I left the Dark Brotherhood, but still she steals my mice.
Oh, it's gonna be Tikrid's friend. You called her a half-cat.
She prowls like a cat, has claws like a cat, and has eyes like a cat.
Yeah.
Thus, she is a cat, even though she is not.
I love Khajiits. Can you provide a more detailed description of this assassin? That's not about the girl. You two have history.
I make no secret of it. I despise the girl. She has always bested me, always made the hardest jobs look so easy. It's only her personality that truly pins my tail. She never takes credit for anything. I have dealt with braggarts, but this false humility, it is the worst kind of arrogance.
Can you provide a more detailed description of this assassin?
No, it won't help. She will likely be dressed in the robes of the Dark Brotherhood, so all you will see is her eyes. This is how you will know her.
That's enough about the girl.
Then perhaps it is time for you to hear my proposal.
I wanted to see where they're acting like they killed somebody. I don't see a dead person anywhere. You were in the Dark Brotherhood?
Many moons ago. You see, once we were many. When the listener died, it was Astrid who realized the Night Mother is not the only one who speaks. When word of mouth reached us, we lent it our ears. It was not long before the guild was thriving once more. But if anyone can be a listener, then there is no need for a guild. We can all go into business for ourselves.
Interesting. What exactly are you proposing?
An alliance. I will give you the names, and you will save their lives.
So that
I can
save
kill
them so you can
myself
kill
at a
them.
later time. I can see you are much stronger than I am. And more importantly, not as attached to your pillow. Normally, I can take my time, but that yellow-eyed bitch, she's too much. She never takes a break.
If you think we're going to help an assassin, you're out of your mind.
I am not asking you to help an assassin. I am asking you to save a life. At least, temporarily.
It will be permanent if we kill you as well.
Yes, but the list has many names. If you kill me after I divulge one, you will still be responsible for the others. In any case, we are wasting our time by talking. The half-cat is already on the prowl.
So, are we doing this?
Blast! What do you think? I don't trust this one, but he's our only lead.
Why did you leave my company only to come? I guess because this was scripted, so she had to leave and to come back. I don't like it either, but we don't have a choice. You heard him. 3 names. Once we have all 3, he's a rug. Nazarin has my trust. I'm still not sure about you. Ooh, burn. Okay, that's rough. And I'm just gonna say I don't like it either. We don't have a choice.
The enemy of my enemy. Sometimes it's hard to tell which side we're fighting on. Still, finding the murderer should be our next goal, and hopefully that will lead us to whoever contracted them. Alright, we'll bite. Who's next on the list?
A Breton man in Markarth named Krillo.
Krillo?
1,000 gold for this one. The girl is working from the bottom up. She is no fool. She knows the others will go for the highest contract first, even though it is clearly the hardest.
Fine. We can take a carriage there or use the roads, but we should hurry.
Okay, find Krillo and Markarth. Is this actually...
Go on, I will be here. I would come with you, but she will recognize me and blow your cover. Also, my back is very sore.
Alright, I mean, she's going to recognize Tikrid, too. Alright, I'm going to drop a save. Just because, I mean, most of the time things aren't actually timed. But, sorry, I always had to see the save after I made the save. So, who are we? Oh, are they in the bushes?
Hands to yourself, sneak thief.
Yeah, they're in the bushes. I couldn't see them.
Proudspire Manor. There's a fine home. Up for sale, too. If you're interested, talk to the steward in the keep.
Yeah, I do need a place for Maxine to go, because my main house is full. We can try to set that up real quick. Alright, so yeah, the yellow-eyed girl is clearly going to be the childhood friend of Tikrid. I don't know how that's going to tie into the story, but we will find out for sure. So let's just try to get in here real quick. And fast forward to daytime so we can talk to, I forgot what the dude's name is, to see if we can get the house. I don't know that we've done enough things for this, for Solitude to do that. Alright, I like how they just teleported in. Which one is it, you?
I trust you know what you're doing with that spell.
No, that's not him. Who are you?
That spell looks dangerous. Keep your distance.
I trust you know what you're doing with that spell.
Up about the spells. Is the other people, the important people, coming? Is that him? Why am I thinking it's a bald dude?
Please address all questions to the steward, Folk Firebeard.
I'm sure wouldn't be able to find anything.
Where is he? That's you, right? Yeah, not bald. I don't know why I thought bald.
The courier must have found you.
Alright, nothing about buying the house. You sent me a message about Wolf Skull Cave?
Yes, old friend. I'm afraid it's not good news.
We're old friends?
When you broke up the binding, Potema escaped. We've encountered some of her minions. Steer says she's still in spirit form, or we'd all be dead already. You've already done us a service in stopping the binding, but I need you to go talk to him, to see if Steer can tell us what to do next.
Who's Steer?
He's Solitude's priest of Archay. He's the one who figured out Potema was still around. He'll help as much as he can.
I'll talk to Steer. We'll figure something out.
I wish you well, friend. Be careful.
Can I have a house?
Speak to Steer. He can help.
I will. Why is he?
That remains to be seen.
I don't
but
care about.
Should they accept her rule? Any resident of Solitude can tell. Queen of Solitude, granddaughter of After 20 years of fighting, she had raised. Of course he does. Maybe you've been listening to Eriker. You'll pay those rumors. She may be young. You'd do well to remember. She still mourns greatly for her husband, High King Torrig.
Okay.
So she leaves many of the courtly details to me.
So I can't.
If you've come to file another complaint, I won't deign to hear it. If my presence is that much of an issue, tell it to the steward. Everyone whines and moans about how loosely I flap my tongue, as if Thane Erikur's eccentric love life were not a matter of public knowledge. And for the last time, I am not a Thalmor agent here to destabilize the court. You're thinking of my terribly unfashionable twin sister, Mithril. My name, on the other hand, is Nithriel, and I am both an attendant of the court and someone worthy of your confidence.
Okay, did we just find an interesting NPC? I'm pretty sure because I don't recognize this voice actress at all. I don't see your twin sister anywhere.
Are you daft? I don't have a sister. It was a joke. The cleverness of which was apparently lost on you. Oh, it seems the people of Skyrim appreciate puns about as little as they appreciate a good man.
What do you mean by that?
Just the other day, I was telling Sybil about how what that Virinet girl put her poor fiancé through is despicable. And the way Vivienne Onis treats poor Sorex, constantly flirting with other men at the Skiva. Tusk. That is not behaviour becoming of a lady. Although in her defence, it's not as if there are other inns in which to meet eligible bachelors. Nor should Sorex continue to fawn over a woman that denied him decades ago. There is a threshold, after all, when a childhood infatuation stops being cute, starts being creepy. Sorex doesn't seem to be aware of this.
So should I not find the girl I had a crush on when I was in elementary school and send her a message online somewhere? Perhaps the men you speak of are not men, but sheep in men's clothing. Not every man can be a hulking warrior. Some prefer to be submissive. Okay, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. But I suppose we all have our own preferences. I'm more curious about yours. Does the lady fancy a strong, coarse male?
Actually, I prefer females myself. All lovers have their quirks. Mine happen to involve goats and danger. I prefer to be alone. If I tell you, but it would be like telling all of Nern. I enjoy someone with a sense of humor. Yes, I prefer male strong. I want someone to come home to. I'm gonna go with this one.
Oh, you're no fun at all. For a second, I thought you were being serious. Oh, very well then. Leave me in suspense.
Would you describe yourself as a gossip? What exactly are your responsibilities? Some say a little gossip never hurt anyone. Given your reputation, why would people tell you anything? You must have been quite busy during the hiking session. I'm almost afraid to ask. Any interesting rumors?
Nayara has put on quite a bit of weight in the past month. It's no wonder she's so bitter, especially when Tarie looks so fabulous. According to Ildi, her and the Skiva Bard have a bit of a rivalry going on. Although a rivalry typically requires two willing combatants. I'm afraid the Breton doesn't even know Ildi exists. Who would? The way she refuses to socialize with anyone.
Her pronunciation of words is very interesting. I'm almost afraid to ask.
Aya never used to cover her hair. Thank Debella she does now. Her locks and her makeup were telling two different stories, and both of them awful.
This is an unfortunate but unavoidable ebb in revenue.
You ever notice that Katla and Greta wear the exact same clothes, and the exact same hat, and the exact same face? And you never see them in the same room together. All I'm saying is, their husbands need to have a talk.
Oh my god. This lady's hilarious.
Attar is a menacing one, isn't he? I suppose it's part of the job description. Men like that are typically kittens behind closed doors. Now Yorn is a different story altogether. He reminds me of the sort of man whose wife disappears mysteriously and all his neighbors are just shocked that he would be a suspect.
Wow.
Ever notice how pale the court mage is? I know Sybil never leaves the palace during the day, but that in itself is quite strange. And it gets stranger. She never eats, and some of the servants have reported odd noises emanating from her quarters in the dead of night. Given her penchant for hunting vampires, some of the servants think we may be dealing with a werewolf. Not that I believe anything of the sort. Oktiev-san saw the face of one of the 8 at the Skiver again. Today, it was the face of Julianos in his suit. Yesterday, it was Dubella's figure on a towel stain. The day before that, he saw Stendar's visage on a piece of mouldy bread. Roland refuses to dignify Oktiev's claims with a response, as he believes they're part of a scheme to pay off his gambling debts. But Silana is such a trusting young woman. She doesn't see that her pity only serves to reinforce his behavior. One of these days, Oktiev is going to ask Silana to inspect the stain of Akatosh on his undergarments. And maybe then she'll draw a line.
Oh my god. This lady's something else. Would you describe yourself as a gossip?
I'm not a gossiper, just gregarious. I don't embellish. It's just the facts don't convey the spirit of what really happens. I'm not high maintenance, just high-minded. When I petition for funding for a party or festival, or new robes for the Thanes, I do so with purpose. Nobles cannot simply skulk around like common thieves. We must present ourselves in a fashion befitting our rank.
I have no clue why people think you gossip. Everything you say is fact. Gossip is gossip. Your euphemisms do little to change that. Good. I've been dying to tell someone my darkest secret.
Oh, do tell. You can always confide in me.
I eat human flesh. Before I came to Skyrim, I dead to my own child and left it for dead. I'm a compulsive hoarder. I don't really have a secret. I get nervous around other races. Telling you would be like telling all of Tamriel. None of these are particularly fun. I'm going to say eat human flesh.
You eat people? My Arche, I hope not anyone I know, or at least anyone I like. Oh, but don't fret. Your secret's safe with me.
What exactly are your responsibilities?
As a court attendant, I mostly deal with acquiring clothes, silverware, and other accessories from merchants both local and overseas. The Blue Palace cannot have its residents dressed like common rubes. And by rubes, I mean the lesser nobles that inhabit the other holds. Unfortunately, much of the clothing I had recently shipped in by the East Empire Company was deemed too impractical given Skyrim's frigid weather.
What sort of garments?
Nothing like these peasant bodices the Nords wear. They were garments truly fit for the divine race. You should have seen the quality of lace I had brought in from the Somerset Isle. Silks and linens embroidered with silver and gold. It's rather difficult to feel like oneself, let alone a divine, wearing these thick coats and furs. I suppose I will have to make my face all the more stunning to compensate.
Okie dokie, silver and gold. Some say a little gossip never hurt anyone.
That still implies that gossip itself is a negative, akin to a paper cut or a particularly vexing housefly. However, I believe it ties the community together. The more we know about each other, the more intimate our relationships. Gossip is inclusive. It allows outsiders such as yourself to easily join the conversation. Spend an hour with me and you'll know everything about everyone and truly feel like one of the locals.
But you embellish the truth and spread lies. That seems rather exclusive. I've been with you for a few minutes and I already need a bath. You've convinced me you are doing a city a service. Carry on.
Then allow me to provide you with an extra token, free of charge. I have it on good authority that Erikure's wizard, Meleran, has some rather disturbing habits. One of which is standing over his master's bed while he sleeps.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm not at liberty to say from whom I received this information, but you can take a guess.
Given your reputation, why would people tell you anything?
For one, I'm an excellent listener. People are willing to divulge things to me without even taking into account whether I can provide sage advice. Second, I'm delightful to speak with. Not only do I have interesting rumors to share, but I can relate them in ways that spark your imagination.
She should be like a bard or something, where she just tells stories. How so? Perhaps you can give me an example. Not that I want to hear gossip or anything. How so?
For instance, if I were to tell you Elisif trusts Folk Firebeard with everything, you would likely nod your head and praise the steward. Then we'd begin to dwell on the awkward silence that followed, and proceed to start hating each other and ourselves for not being more interesting. Now, if I were to tell you that Jarl Elisif trusts Folk Firebeard with everything, and perhaps curl my lips into a smile, I imagine you would have little difficulty formulating a reply.
Oh my god.
Indeed, they asked me what I saw, and I told them what I heard. Ulfric Stormcloak shouting King Torig to pieces. And I do mean that literally. From what I understand, there were chunks of the High King all over the walls of the throne. General Tullius, meanwhile, was screaming at Aldis for letting Ulfric escape. Naturally, Aldis made Rogvir a scapegoat for his own ineptitude. Which is laughable. Rogvir couldn't even find his own bottom, let alone an escape route past the castle guard.
Why? How did Ulfric really escape?
According to my sources, the only person to leave the castle was an Argonian male who took the carriage by the stables later that night. Alone, this would mean little. But consider this. When Ulfric shouted Torig to death, some claim his skin burst open to reveal a pattern of scales. Not the scales of an Argonian, but that of a dragon.
Okay. Ulfric is a real dragon?
As much as a Khajiit is a cat, a Dunmer is a Daedra, and a wood elf is a tree. So yes, that's exactly what he is.
How did Elsif react to the death of her husband?
Well, it was rather tragic what Ulfric did to Torig, but not nearly as tragic as the prehistoric cave garments with which he dresses his generals. The uniforms of his lower-ranked soldiers are bad enough, given their redundancy. But I mean really, a bear's head? I know third-era fashion is all the rage these days, but I think you have to go back a couple of millennia to find a time when animal heads were stylish. If Elisif mourned anything, it was the death of good taste under Stormcloak rule.
Of course, nothing is as tragic as poorly dressed nobles. You think Elsif cared about the clothes, more about the clothes than Torig?
But I suspect her husband was important too.
I mean,
well,
yeah, I guess
say
so.
All this melancholy has been good for her complexion, but she's still quite fetching. You may not be aware of this, but it requires a great deal of work to live up to the moniker Elisif the Fair. The last thing a lady wants is to have that name said in jest.
Alright. She's wonderfully terrible.
That spell looks dangerous.
Can I get a house?
There's something personal I was hoping you would do for me.
I mean, you wanna go head up to your chambers?
Falk told me what you did for us at Wolfskull Cave. He says you're someone we can trust. As you may know, Talos worship is outlawed in the Empire. When we buried my husband, I made offerings to all the gods, except Talos. I would like you to take an item of his, a war horn handed down from his father, and place it at a shrine of Talos.
I would be honored to help. I'm sorry I can't do this now. Do you worship Talos? I'm just gonna say I would be honored to help.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me.
I need a house.
Good to see you.
Okay, I can't.
Good talking to you.
All right. I guess I need to do more stuff for them to get the house.
Walking around like that is why magic gets a bad name. Shame on you.
Okay. Don't know who he is. We'll save it in here, and we'll talk to him starting the beginning of the next episode, and then we will progress both Maxine's quest and the Darkened Seal quest like we did this episode. With all that being said, this has been the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim modded series, interesting NPCs. I am Loki the Mad Titan. I bid you adieu, goodbye and good night. Sayonara Toyasumi. Non-playable characters. Please subscribe. Please join us on the Discord. Please support me on Patreon. Links in the description. Please have a good night. See ya.